JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. Homemade shotgun seized in St. Thomas. Man arrested. A man is in police custody following the seizure of a homemade double-barrel shotgun during a targeted operation in Danvers Pen, Trinityville, St. Thomas. According to reports, about 9:30 a.m. on Sunday, police carried out an operation in the area and during a search of a premises, the illegal weapon was discovered. A man found on the property was arrested on suspicion of possession of a prohibited weapon. His identity has been withheld as investigators from the Morant Bay Criminal Investigation Branch continue their probe. Senior citizen found dead in St. Catherine. The Linstead Police in St. Catherine are investigating the death of a senior citizen whose body was found in bed at his home on Sunday morning. The deceased has been identified as 68-year-old farmer Leroy Goodwill of Ginger Hill in Treadways. According to the police, a bottle containing an insecticide was found next to the body. Reports are that around 4:55 a.m., the police were called to the community. Goodwill's body was found lying on his back on a bed with a liquid coming from his mouth, according to the police. The scene was examined and the body was moved for storage and further examination. 4 men killed hours apart in St. Ann. The St. Ann police are probing 3 murders that occurred in the parish on Saturday night, including the killing of 2 men during a gun attack in Parry Town, just outside the resort town of Forcheries. A food vendor was the victim of the 3rd killing that occurred earlier on Saturday in Runaway Bay. The victims of the double murder are 56-year-old shop operator and painter Paul Brooks, otherwise called Mataron, and a 30-year-old Amar Lynch, otherwise called Bujo, a warehouse assistant, both from Parry Town. Preliminary reports are that sometime between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., 3 men were standing outside a shop in the community when 2 masked men pounced on them and opened gunfire. When the shooting subsided, the 3 men were found suffering from gunshot wounds. They were transported to hospital, where Brooks and Lynch were pronounced dead, while the 3rd man was admitted in serious condition. In the case of the 3rd murder to Rock Centon on Saturday night, the deceased food vendor has been identified as 48-year-old Anthony Elliott of Scarlet Hall in Runaway Bay. Reports said that sometime after 9 p.m. on Saturday, Elliott was seated on his veranda at home with a family member when 2 men, one armed with a gun and another with a hammer, approached them. Elliott and his relative were ordered inside the house, where they were reportedly robbed of an undetermined sum of cash. Before leaving, the gunman shot Elliott in the upper body, resulting in his death. His relative was reportedly not armed. The 3 killings followed Friday night's murder of 53-year-old Gerald Kenzie Small, otherwise called Jerry, a food vendor of Commodore District in St. Catherine. According to reports, about 11:35 p.m. on Friday, Small was standing along Main Street in Forcheries in the vicinity of his jerk stall when he was pounced upon by assailants and shot. He was later pronounced dead at hospital. Several videos have gone viral on social media showing Small lying face down near his jerk stall on the side of the road. The police have reportedly not established a motive for the killing. Crash victims identified. Blood-curdling screams shattered the early morning calm on Sunday in Saltmarsh, Trelawney, when 5 passengers, mostly public transport operators from St. Catherine, heading to Hanover for a colleague's all-white birthday party, died after the Toyota Hiace in which they were traveling flipped several times before crashing into a pole. The casualties include 4 males and a female. The police have identified them as 22-year-old Akeem Roberts, 42-year-old Dwayne Campbell and his wife Simone Minot Campbell, Quinardo Owens, and Horace Stoller. The police also revealed that the crash victims hailed from Portmore and Spanish Town addresses in St. Catherine. About 7 other people were taken to hospital. At least 3 of them remain in serious condition. According to the police, about 2:30 a.m. Sunday, the vehicle veered across the road and flipped for about 50 meters, down in palm trees until it crashed into a concrete utility pole, the impact sending some of the occupants flying from the vehicle. At the scene on Sunday morning, dislodged parts from the vehicle, a bumper, a door, a tire, mirrors, splintered glass, as well as fuel, blood, uprooted palm trees, sneakers, keycaps, cell phone cases, and other debris thrown on the ground, told the tale of the horrific crash. Blank-faced residents from the area near a pond in the community just outside of Falmouth, who milled around, vented frustration over the increased number of crashes in the vicinity. Almost every month we have accidents on this road. We're just tired of it. There's a pond over there. I hear a vehicle run over there. We're tired of it. We're scared. Sometimes I don't want to cross the road. Me have to go work, and I'm scared because of the speed that them coming with. Sometimes I see you crossing and they don't even slow down, bemoaned Charlene Hudson, a nurse. Meanwhile, Head of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch PSTEB, Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary McKenzie, said the days of leniency are over and lawless motorists can expect to face the full force of the law.
We aim to do is to do a complete profile on the driver, as well as having some tests done as to whether or not alcohol or other drugs were in the person. We know that the road at that time was dry and that the conditions were fair. But what was very unfortunate is that the entire area from Trelawney straight down to St. James, I would say, was inundated with police officers. As it relates to speeding, the question of the alternative to complete prosecution shouldn't be the choice. We have to rule out discretion. We have these crashes that are causing multiple deaths because of drivers' indiscretion and high speed. And so driving at excessive speeds, failing to keep left, improper overtaking should not be offenses that people get chances for.
Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, who supports the hardline stance, is reiterating that the same attention given to reducing crime must also be given to curbing speeding and reckless driving.
If we're not careful, we're going to end up more than last year. The sanctions are critical. The sanctions are not many. You either get a ticket, if you don't pay the ticket at the courts, then a warrant can be issued for your arrest. That's one issue. Your license can be suspended if you accumulate too many demerit points. If you are found drinking and driving, and many people who are driving on the influence of alcohol also speed. So there are a number of things that we can do in terms of sanctions. We just have to apply them unilaterally without any kind of compassion, because we have a set of people in Jamaica who are intent on driving too quickly. Otherwise, Jody, 5 and 6 and 7 people dying at one time. It's just a moment away. It can happen tomorrow. Look at the amount of people you see packed up in the buses and the taxis.
As of July 4, 189 people have died in road crashes resulting from 169 fatal collisions. That represents a 6% reduction when compared with the corresponding period last year. St. Catherine, St. Andrew, St. James and Westmoreland contributed 51% of the total road fatalities for the first 3 months of the year. Ambulance drivers from Kingston and St. Andrew Health Department called in sick. A source has revealed that ambulance drivers attached to the Kingston and St. Andrew Health Department have called in sick. It's understood that the Kingston Public Hospital, Bustamante Children's Hospital, National Chest Hospital and Hope Institute are affected by the action. The dispute comes over delayed retroactive and overtime payments, which are expected to be paid last Friday. The workers say they were promised outstanding payments in April, which have been owed since 2022. The action is expected to last until Tuesday. Vector workers and bus drivers have also called in sick. A source said the delayed payment has been affecting staff morale. JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.